Good morning, students. Let us continue with the next bit of the chapter, that is ethers. So, here one should know that ethers are the class of organic compounds which are represented by the general formula RO R dash. Here, R and R dash in an ether, it can be an alkyl group or it can also be an aryl group. So, such kind of organic compounds are considered as ethers. Or while defining these ethers can also be defined as they are dialkyl or aryl derivatives. They can be called as dialkyl or aryl derivatives of water, because when I write the structural representation of water, this is the structural representation of water. When the hydrogens are replaced by the alkyl groups, I can get the representation of an ether. Hence, these ethers can also be called as dialkyl or aryl derivatives of water, can also be considered as an ether. So, based upon this introduction, we should study about the general methods of preparation of ethers. So, let us study the general methods of preparation of ethers. So, the first method that has to be utilized for the preparation of ether. So, here we are discussing the general methods for the preparation of ethers. So, the first method that can be utilized for the preparation of ether is by dehydration of alcohols. So, we already know that the most commonly used dehydrating agent is what? It is concentrated sulfuric acid, where this concentrated sulfuric acid has the ability to remove water. Hence, it is called as an strongest dehydrating agent. So, first in this, let us discuss an example, that is, so we know this, it is nothing but what? It is ethyl alcohol. So, when this respective ethyl alcohol, this is OH, when this respective ethyl alcohol is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid by maintaining a temperature of 433 to 443 Kelvin, here dehydro means hydro gets eliminated along with the elimination of water molecule, so that dehydration will take place. So when dehydration takes place, we know that the corresponding compound that is obtained will be what? It will be an alkene. But in the same way, when we study the dehydration of alcohols by using 2 moles of alcohol. So for example, if I take 2 moles of alcohol, so when this 2 moles of alcohol is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid by maintaining a temperature of 413 Kelvin, here I can get ether as an major product. So now a question comes along with the elimination of water. Now a question comes, how this ether is obtained when 2 molecules of alcohol is utilized. So here you can see, when 1 mole of alcohol is utilized, when it is subjected to dehydration by using concentrated sulfuric acid, you have obtained an alkene. But when the same 2 moles of alcohol is utilized, when it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid by maintaining a temperature of 413 Kelvin, we have obtained what? Diethyl ether has been obtained. So, to understand the explanation for the formation of this product, there is a mechanism. So, one should learn the mechanism for the formation of ether. Now, let us learn the mechanism in detail. When we go through with the mechanism of ether, the mechanism of ether takes place by 3 steps, in which there is SN2 mechanism is followed. So already we have discussed SN2 mechanism in haloalkanes and haloarenes. The mechanism for the formation of ether takes place in 3 steps, but here the formation of ether, I will write here, formation of ether follows But the formation of ether follows which mechanism? It is a SN2 mechanism, which is known as bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now, by knowing this, let us discuss what are the three different steps that has to be utilized in the mechanism for the formation of ether in detail. So, when I go with the mechanism, let us go with the first step. The first step is called as protonation of alcohol. The first step is called protonation of alcohol. So now when an alcohol is subjected to protonation, now a question comes, how protonation of alcohol takes place? Reaction takes place in the presence of sulfuric acid so that it ionizes to give 2 H plus ions and an sulfate ion. So we have utilized ethyl alcohol. I will consider 1 mole of ethyl alcohol which reacts with 1 proton. So one set of lone pair will abstract the proton, and this particular step is a fast step so that the product which is obtained will be what? So here positive sign with one set of lone pair. This is called as protonated alcohol. Means alcohol upon protonation will give what? Protonated alcohol. This is the first step in the mechanism. So when we go through with the second step, here the second step is called as nucleophilic attack. Now a question comes, why we call it as an nucleophilic attack? Because in this mechanism we have utilized 1 molecule of alcohol, but in the main reaction we have taken 2 moles or 2 molecules of alcohol. So why it is called as nucleophilic attack means the another molecule of alcohol, or I can call it as second molecule of alcohol, attacks protonated alcohol, which is formed in the first step to form a compound called as protonated ethoxyethane. Protonated ethoxyethane. So now a question comes, how this protonated ethoxyethane is obtained. So this is the second molecule of alcohol what I have taken. Now I will take this protonated alcohol. This is represented as CH3CH2OH, one more H with a positive sign with one set of lone pair. So this particular step is a slow step, and this mechanism will take place by SN2. Come on, check how the reaction takes place. So this is nucleophilic in its nature because it has 2 sets of lone pair, hence it is called as a nucleophile. So this nucleophile will abstract this particular carbon, hence these electrons are taken away by what? It is taken away by water, so oxygen, so that water molecule gets eliminated as a byproduct. Along with this, what is left out? Come on, check. CH3CH2O. Already it has one hydrogen attached to it. Now it will bind with what? CH2CH3 with a positive sign and one more remaining set of lone pair. Now this particular compound, so if this hydrogen was not there, I can call it as ethoxyethane or diethyl ether. Since there is an existence of hydrogen, hence it is called as protonated. Hence it is called as protonated ethoxyethane. Okay. So last step, step 3. So step 3 tells that loss of proton. So loss of proton from protonated ethoxyethane. So let us take this protonated ethoxyethane, that is CH3CH2 O with H with one set of lone pair with a positive sign along with CH2 and CH3. This is known as protonated ethoxyethane. When this protonated ethoxyethane is just warmed, this hydrogen gets eliminated as a proton, and these electrons are again moved through oxygen, such that the product that is obtained will be what? H plus along with CH3, CH2O and CH2CH3. This is called as diethyl ether because 2 similar ethyl groups are there, hence I can call it as diethyl ether. Or else, if I consider this entire group, I can call it as what? Ethoxy. Hence, the name can also be called as ethoxy, ethoxy, ethoxy ethane. Both are same. So, this is the method how the mechanism of conversion of alcohol takes place to ether. So, after knowing this, one should also understand when an secondary and tertiary alcohol is subjected to react with concentrated sulfuric acid, what happens? So, here one should know that when secondary and tertiary alcohols, the reaction of secondary and tertiary alcohols occurs by which mechanism? That is SN2 mechanism. So the reaction takes place by SN2 mechanism, and in this case the main products which are obtained are alkenes. So alkenes will be the major products that is obtained. So let us discuss this with an example. I can understand this. This is nothing but a secondary alcohol. So when this secondary alcohol is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid by maintaining a temperature of 413 Kelvin, in this case CH3CH double bond CH2, because this OH takes away one hydrogen from this alkyl group, so that we get alkene. So that is nothing but propene. This propene will be a major product. Along with this major product, you are going to get ether, and that particular ether will be what? It is a minor product. So this ether will be formed in very less quantity, which is called as a minor product. So this is the method when a secondary alcohol is subjected to react with concentrated sulfuric acid. In the same way, when I take a 3-degree alcohol, so when 3-degree alcohol is utilized, that is CH3, CH3, CH3 with OH, which is known as tertiary butyl alcohol. So in this tertiary butyl alcohol, when it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid by maintaining a temperature of 413 Kelvin, so this OH gets eliminated, and from this carbon one of the hydrogen gets eliminated as a proton, so that I can write it as CH3C single bond CH3 double bond CH2, which is known as isobutylene, or I can also call it as 2-methyl propene. So along with this, there is an elimination of water as a byproduct. So one should know that when secondary alcohol is made to react with concentrated sulfuric acid, propene will be the major product, whereas ether is obtained, which is a minor product. But when a tertiary alcohol is subjected to dehydration, here we are going to get alkene as the major product along with the formation of water molecule. And when we study the order of dehydration, when we discuss or when we study the order of dehydration with respect to alcohols, always primary alcohols undergoes dehydration in a faster rate compared to secondary alcohols and compared to tertiary alcohols to form ethers. So majorly the reactivity will be greater in primary alcohol as compared to secondary, as compared to tertiary. And one should also know that this ethers can also be prepared. So this ethers can also be prepared from alcohols by using or by heating with alumina Al2O3 at a temperature of 250 degrees Celsius.